I'm Sonia, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to try and declutter my mountain of face palettes. So this includes highlighter palettes, blush palettes, contour, duos, anything that has more than one product in it. I don't know how well I'm going to do. It is a weakness for some reason, and I rarely reach into palettes, so I thought I'd start off with the hardest one, which is my ABH collection. I think I have all of the glow kits, and I don't know that I'm going to want to get rid of any of it, so I don't know. We'll see how successful or unsuccessful this is. This might be something like my eyeshadow palette declutter, which I did not do the greatest with, and I probably have just as many face palettes. It's a problem. I guess we can just jump right in. I'll start with these blush trios that I have from ABH. I'm not going to swatch, just because this video is going to be a million years long as it is. Let's just not do that today. Alright, so hopefully you're able to see. I can't tell if it's focusing or not. This is Peach Love. I really like these colors. So Peach Love, Berry Adore, Cocktail Party, that's a bronzer, and Pool Party. I've never touched this one, so let's declutter that. These shades are too dark for me. I'm going to declutter that. I use this one, and I really love this. I have one more blush palette here from ABH, which I do really like. So the only one that I don't particularly like is this one because it has glitter in it, but the rest I do, so I'm going to keep this. This is the Radiant Blush Kit. I have 3 palettes that are more crazy colored highlights. So we have Moonchild, Aurora, and Dream. I'm keeping all 3. I really don't think I can get rid of the glow kits, just like I couldn't get rid of the ABH eyeshadow palettes. They're a staple part of my collection, but I'll go through them anyway. I have this glow kit called the Ultimate Glow. I think it was limited edition for the holidays a few years ago. It didn't get greatest reviews, but I like the top, these 2 shades, and you can mix them together, the darker ones, to make it more suitable for, well, to make it more suitable for my skin. So they are quite glittery. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of any of them. The Nicole Guerrero glow kit. And now I have the 5 standard glow kits. So Sun Dipped, this is still available, I think. I really like this one. It's probably my most used. Well, most used recently. Sugar, which is currently in my Shop My Stash. I love Starburst. Gleam. This is barely touched, but Crushed Pearl is beautiful. Sweets. And then we have That Glow. Alright, so keeping all of those. And just like my last palette declutter, I'm not doing so great. So let's move on to Natasha Denona. Unlike the shadows from Natasha Denona, I don't have all of their face palettes. So hopefully I can cut this down a little bit. I'm definitely going to keep the Diamond Blush palette. This is in Daria. I know that these two shades are in this palette. So I'm going to declutter this mini, although this is great for travel. Like, let's be realistic. It's not like I travel that much, and if I do, I have other single highlighters and blushes that I could take with me. Like, I don't need that. So I'm going to declutter this. This is a very subtle highlight and blush, but I do like it. So I'm gonna keep that. These are quite frustrating. Most of them include a shade called Tutu, which is this peachy non-blush shade. It's potentially a very, it's right here, I don't even think you can catch that, soft highlight, but I don't need 3 of them, but the blush shades are different in each one. So let's see. This one is the only different one, so I'm going to keep this one. I do like and use both of those colors. I'm going to declutter this one. It's the number 9 palette, includes Tutu and Matte Peachy Nude. I'm going to keep both of these, and of course this one. So this is number 6, number 10, and number 14. There's one Violet Voss palette here that I got rid of the eye palette. I have blushes that are similar to this. This highlight is nothing to write home about. This is a really great bronzer, and of course these 2 shades down here are too dark for me. So I'm going to declutter the Glamingo face palette. Before I move into Becca, this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. I did use this quite a bit, but I don't anymore. I feel like this shade here is falling apart, and it's just too messy to use, so I don't contour. I can declutter this. I think this is all of my Becca products. There's a lot going on around me right now, so there might be more. This is hard. I was collecting all of the face palettes for a really long time. I did get rid of a couple recently, but Becca's face products are so great. These are the Jaclyn Hill duo collaborations. I'm not sure I'll be able to get rid of any of that, but we'll see. I'm going to start with these Chloe and Malika palettes. I really love them. This is the one by Chloe. It's currently in my Shop My Stash. I love this palette. I thought it was going to be way too light, but it's not. Definitely keeping. This is the Malika palette. As you can see, the shades are a bit deeper, but still completely wearable. I love this formula. I'm gonna keep this as well. This is the Be the Light palette. It's hard to show you because it's very reflective, but this is the shade Light. This is the same formula, these anyway, as the Becca, Chloe, and Malika collaboration. I really love that blush color, but am I gonna open this palette just for that blush or just for that little bronzer? Likely not. So I'm gonna declutter this. This Chrissy Teigen collab palette is beautiful. I've used this quite a bit. I'm definitely gonna keep this. This is the Après Ski palette. It came out a couple of Christmases ago, and I really love this as well. That bronzer is great. I have these 2 blush palettes. This is the Sun Chaser palette. The only reason I'd keep this is for the blush. This is Opal, Apricot Bloom, and Ipanema Sunset. I have the bronzer that works for me already from Becca, so I wouldn't reach in here for that. I have a full size of Opal. I wouldn't reach in here for that, but I do like this blush. I'm just going to put this aside for now. This one has Wisteria Songbird and Snapdragon, Wisteria Songbird Snapdragon. I think I can declutter this one, and okay, I've decided that I'm going to declutter both of these palettes. I don't see myself reaching for this anymore. This I would only reach in for Apricot Bloom, and if I really miss it, then I can buy the single. I don't need it in a palette with 2 other products that I'm not going to use. So we'll declutter both of those. I know for sure I won't declutter either of these palettes. This is the original collaboration with Champagne Pop, Prosecco Pop, and then it has Rosé Spritz, Amaretto, and Pamplemousse. So I'm definitely keeping this. I was really excited to find this in one of my makeup groups because I didn't get it when it first came out, just so that I could have the collection, you know? But I think it's time to say bye. I'm not going to use Blush Copper. Pearl is way too fair for me, and if I did need it for some reason, it's in the Après-Ski, and I do have Champagne Pops already in the other palette, so I'm going to declutter this. So this is a surprise. I did not think I was going to do that. Yay! Now these little babies. Let me open the ones with Prosecco Pop first because I don't love that highlight. So this is Prosecco Pop and Amaretto. Amaretto is in this palette already. I think I can declutter that. And Prosecco Pop and Pamplemousse. Pamplemousse is in there also. Okay, I'm going to get rid of both of these. I'm going to keep both of these because I don't have Flower Child or Hyacinth in any of my other palettes or in single blushes. So I'm going to keep these, and I love Champagne Pop. So let's just keep those. Alright, so out of the Jaclyn Hill, this is all I kept. And I got rid of 3, so it's pretty good. I feel like the Becca declutter was hard for me, so I want to go do something that's simple. I have 3 Huda palettes here. I did some swatches just to be sure. They're definitely beautiful. I think this one is the most unique, so I'm going to think about this. The other ones I have better in my collection. This is Golden Sands, Pink Sands. And realistically, I don't know if it's picking up perfectly on camera, but these are intense highlights that I just will never wear. And if I did need something for this, I have other things that suit the purpose. So I'm actually going to declutter all 3. There are 6 ColourPop palettes here. I know for sure I will not get rid of this. It's beautiful. I'm keeping this. I love this one. I don't know that I've ever used this Dream Sequence one. It has the Super Shock highlights in here. That is really pretty. But it's quite gray when I go like this, isn't it? I'm gonna declutter this. It came to me shattered, which is not fun, but because of the formula, it's easy to just kind of push back in its place, so it hasn't really caused any problems. But again, I haven't worn it, so who knows. This is Crush on You. I like these ones a lot better than the Dream Sequence ones. They're less glittery and less gray. I'm going to keep that. I had to write on them. It's really annoying. Their old palettes didn't have, like, it's just standard packaging with no name on it. This was Done Deal. It's been discontinued forever. I love this blush and I love this highlight, so keeping that. This is Double Play. Again, it's been a long time discontinued. Again, I really like this, so staying for another round. And this is the Topaz Alexis Ren in ColourPop. I really liked this bronzer. This highlight is way too dark for me. I'll declutter this. I have lots of bronzers. A few Benefit products here. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of them. I really, really love the blush. Rockateur is my favorite. It's in both of these. I've panned one completely before. This one is Blush Bar. I haven't used this palette much, to be honest, but I will once I go through more of my blushes. So it's still good, and keeping this. This one, on the other hand, I've used quite a bit. This one is Cheekathon. This is from a few years ago. They still smell delicious. It has Hoola, which is my favorite bronzer. Dallas, which I don't believe I have anywhere else. Maybe I have it in a single pan. I'm not sure, but keeping this. I'm not going to declutter any of my Benefit. These two are newer. This is the Mini Bronze Squad. I really love this. This highlight is something else. So flattering and so blinding. And then the Mini Pink Squad. Again, I wish they would come out with Tickle and Cookie in a single. Then I wouldn't need the whole palette because I have these other places. But I've used this quite a bit. This whole palette. It's probably my most used in the recent weeks. So keeping this. I'm just doing random brands now. I don't have a lot of any particular brand. So I'm going to just jump into this. I have two NARS here. This is the Sarah Moon Non-Fiction Face Set. It has a highlight, blush, and setting powder. They're the dual intensity blush and highlight. Not my favorite, so I'm going to declutter that. The Barre de Plage palette from NARS. I really love this. Really, really love this. Definitely keeping this one. Jeffree Star. His highlights are kind of hit or miss for me. This 24 karat palette is quite dark for me. Like, let's be honest, I probably shouldn't have bought this. But it has Sarcophagus in it, which I love. And I could really use the rest of these in some manner. King Tut can work for me in the summer. And these can go on top of blushes and on top of bronzers. So I can use this. I'm not going to get rid of it because this highlight is everything. This is the Platinum Ice palette. I just did two swatches here. These are blinding, like crazy blinding. I don't think I can part with this. I'm going to keep this. I think same thing with Northern Lights. I hate that this is so much thicker than this. Like, why was that necessary? Can't they just all be made the same size? I hate when brands do that because they're hard to store. So these are the shades. This is a palette of their new Supreme Frost. Like, I don't need a blue, of course, but like these three shades definitely work. And it's a gorgeous formula. Like, these are stunning. They're effortless compared to the original formula. Keeping my Jeffree Star highlight palettes for now. I don't see myself buying any more single Jeffree Star highlights, so I have a nice collection here with 18 different shades. Okay, we have a few Tarte palettes here. We'll start with this one, another discontinued gem. I love this palette, but I don't use it or reach for it anymore. I have matte palettes in this color scheme, and I have bronzers I like just as well. So I'm going to declutter this. This was Clay Play original. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow. All of these palettes have something that kind of annoy me. I hate mixing creams with powders. But anyway, This is a really great quality palette, so I'm gonna hold that thought. I love this highlighter palette. This is one of my most used highlighter palettes. Definitely keeping. This is Skin Twinkle Volume 2. This I haven't had long enough to really have an opinion on. So I'm going to keep it for now. Yeah, and I'm going to keep this as well. Kristen Leanne and Urban Decay. I love this. Like, love this. I had the palette with the colorful shadows in it. I can't remember what it was called. The one that was placed all crazy that really pissed people off. I had that, great quality, but really didn't need it. I just did a single shadow declutter and I probably could have duped all of those shadows like 5 times over. But this is so good and it's just so easy. Like, just run my brush all the way through it. I feel like I can use all of these products, so I'm gonna keep this little gem. This Flower Beauty palette is gorgeous. I just don't reach for it though, and it has a stupid brush in it, and the palette could have been so much smaller. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter Flower Beauty. That's a tough one. I've been holding on to this, but I literally have never used it once. Some drugstore that I'm definitely keeping is the Dulce de Leche and Caramel Toffee contour little mini palettes. This one is good for winter and this one is good for me in the summer. They're so affordable. I can take it with me. I travel out east every summer. I can take these with me. If they break, it's not a big deal. It didn't break the bank. It's not like bringing an Hourglass palette. They're easily replaced, so yeah, I'm definitely keeping these. Great quality. Here's a Kylie wet set. I haven't used it ever. I've swatched it a lot every time I decide if I'm going to declutter it, but I've never used it. It's beautiful. I am going to keep it for now. I put it in one of my Shop My Stashes. If I don't use it by the end of this year, it's going to go, because these are kind of like the Super Shock formulas from ColourPop. I'm pretty sure it's just the same formula, really, except 5 times more expensive. They're going to go bad or they're going to dry out. So I'm going to keep this for now and hopefully not have an attachment to it at the end of the year. Or hopefully I've used it at some point by the end of the year. I have one more Kylie palette. This is my favorite thing she's ever come out with. I love this so much. I have Pan in the bronzer. The highlights have been, I don't even know if the highlights are in the right place because I pop them out all the time, but there's huge dips. I don't know if you'll be able to see. And I really love this blush. There's foundation stuck in it or something, but this is a great palette and I'm so happy it's permanent. I have a backup of it. It's so stupid to have backups of palettes, but anyway, I do have a backup of it, but definitely keeping this. I found another Tarte. Here is a little blush book. I'm going to keep this. Here is the Juvia's Saharan blush palette. So the thing with Juvia's is their formula is incredible. The eyeshadows, I had such a hard time. I think I only decluttered one eyeshadow palette from them. But really, their brand is not meant for my skin tone, which is perfectly fine. There are many brands that unfortunately only cater to my skin tone. These blushes are too dark and too pigmented for my skin. Beautiful, like they're so pretty. I want to be able to wear these. I think I just talked myself out of decluttering this. So this is the lighter of the two palettes they have. I'm going to pull this into a Shop My Stash. If it's too dark, no hard feelings, Juvia's. I'll just declutter this to someone who it would suit better. Okay, we're keeping this. That was a fail and a really long rant for no reason. This is a gem. This is the BH Cosmetics Spotlight 6-color palette. I've used the shit out of this palette. I think they still make this. If you don't have it, pick it up. It is so inexpensive compared to most of the palettes here, and such great quality, and the shades are gorgeous. Definitely worth it. Definitely keeping. My keep pile is getting real high over here. I need to find something to get rid of. We are at the last 20 or so palettes. I can't tell looking here that there's anything that I would get rid of. Let's hope I'm wrong. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Hourglass. I'm not getting rid of any Hourglass palettes. I have 5. I'm not getting rid of any of them, but I will show you. I do use them quite a bit. This is the Ambient Metallic Strobing Lighting Palette. These highlights are beautiful. Lighting Edit Unlocked. This was from this year. Lighting Edit Volume 4. Again, this came out this year. The powders are so beautiful. I just get happy looking at it, even if I'm not using it. This is the original Lighting Edit palette. And this is Volume 3. The only one I'm missing is Volume 2, but that's quite alright. I don't need more than 5 palettes with these powders in it. I have a few MAC. This is the Hyper Real Glow in Flash and Awe. Gorgeous. I want all of them, but I know that I don't need it because this one works so well for me and the formula is great. And why do I need 5 more of the same formula in different colors when this one is perfect? So keeping this. These are the holiday releases from this past year. They have highlight, blush, and bronzer. The bronzer on this one is too light, but I love the blush and the highlight. The highlight on this one is too dark, but I love the bronzer and the blush. So these are staying for now, but we'll see how much I've used these in the next year. How many times can I say that? This is my only Lancome highlights or palette or any face product, I think. I might have a primer. It has, that doesn't say, but it has 3 different of their dual finish highlighters in here. That's a nice find. Here's a contour palette I will actually keep. This is the Lorac Pro contour palette. It's quite new. I should pull this out, but I don't think I have any other contour palettes except for that Shade and Light that I decluttered, so I feel okay keeping this. Here is the mate to the Gwen Stefani and Urban Decay eyeshadow palette that I almost hit pan on most of the shades. I've used this a lot, but I don't anymore, so I'm going to declutter this one. This is Elise Wattier, that's a Canadian brand. Blush and bronzer duo. The powders are super soft and the bronzer is a really great shade for me, so this stays for now. This is it. The final stretch. Film Star Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. I just can't bear parting with this because I've spent so much money on it, so she's staying for now. This I can get rid of. It's so dirty. These are really, really great powders, kind of in line with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powders. I just have better things in my collection now, and I've used this one enough. This Smashbox Cali contour, I just said I didn't have any other contours, but I guess I was wrong. This is really great. I'm gonna keep it. Simple as that. This is the Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. It has powders on one side, creams on the other. I bought this because it was recently a weekly wow at Sephora. I'm going to try it out. I haven't yet, so I need to give it a shot. If I hate it, then next round it goes. This is the Cover FX. It came in the March BoxyCharm Perfector Face Palette in light to medium. This is really pretty and the powders are gorgeous. I recently unsubscribed to BoxyCharm because my no-buy starts April 1st, so I'm not going to have any subscription services as of April 1st. So this is really the last palette I'm getting in BoxyCharm, but I really like this. I've only used it once, but so far so good. I feel like these are such expensive products. It's so hard to get rid of. This Dior bronzer, I'm not sure that I like this. It's currently in the Shop My Stash. I'll make a decision Sunday when I film my conclusion to the Shop My Stash and introducing new products. So we'll see about this. I'm not convinced. These Tom Ford face palettes. I've obviously used this one more, but it's nothing special. It's just expensive. It needs to be cleaned up for sure. Like, this one is barely touched. I'm gonna declutter both of them. I'm not that bougie. I don't need Tom Ford compacts. This is a great little trio with 3 highlights from Ofra: Blissful, Pillow Talk, and Rodeo Drive. I have Blissful and Rodeo Drive in a larger pan, but I don't have Pillow Talk, and I really like this one. So I've actually gone to festivals with this as my only highlighter that I've packed for the weekend, and I really like it, so she stays. This I'm keeping. I built this myself. I love this peach blush, and this highlighter is awesome. This bronzer is really pretty for my skin color as well, so we're going to keep that. And last, we have 2 Jouer palettes. This is Rose Gold. I don't like this, so I'm going to get rid of that one. And this is Adore. I haven't given this a shot yet, so I'm going to try this out. That was everything for my palettes, but I have these 2 Makeup Forever palettes that are filled with products. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep the products in them for now. What I've been doing is actually panning a few of the products that I had in here previously. I have them in a really tiny Z palette that I just keep in my everyday makeup bag, and I plan on moving some of these products into there when I run out. So I think for now, maybe this seems awfully dark. I'm gonna get rid of Freak Like Me. I'm also gonna get rid of this one, which is Total Package. Angel Food and Here Kitty Kitty match my skin tone pretty good. These are a depotted ABH palette. This was a single from a brand that was owned by Makeup Revolution. I can't remember. Freedom, maybe? I think it was Freedom. I really like that. It's pretty. This is a Ciate one that came in a holiday kit. This is a kitten eyeshadow. This is like a blush from MAC called One to Watch. I can get rid of that. This is an ABH contour kit I had depotted. I'm going to keep those. This is Harmony from MAC. I'm going to declutter that. This is Taupe from MAC. I'm going to declutter that also. Spring Sheen. These 2 are Cleonad palette colors, and these are little bronzers from a Bare Minerals palette I had depotted ages ago. It has a few blushes, a few bronzers. I almost panned a whole blush that's in that little palette I was talking about. I'm gonna get rid of this one too. I thought I wasn't gonna get rid of anything, but I'm going to keep my Tarte blushes. These were, I got rid of the regular packaging and just peeled the sticker off the back. I just thought it was easier to throw them in here instead of having a bunch of Tarte single blushes. This is Sun Bunny from Too Faced. I don't know where I would have got this pan from. I'll keep that. Actually, you know what? I could get rid of Blissful because I have it in here. And Rodeo Drive, which is this one. Okay. There, so that's what I have left in here. And these are what I'm going to be decluttering from that palette. So let's see how many I'm actually getting rid of. So there's 9 single pans from that magnetic palette I just showed you. So I just counted. We decluttered 24 palettes. I counted the palettes that I have left, and I have 69 palettes left, got rid of 24. I think that's pretty good. It's about a quarter. I'm happy with that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next declutter video. Bye.